Good afternoon, sir.
Hola. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Warfighter Tobacco Podcast. I'm John. That is Dave. We have
Hola.
Justin, producer extraordinaire over there. It's a new week. It's a new Friday. The world's still on fire. The floor is lava. The whole nine.
Would you say the world is kind of a dumpster fire right now, John?
It kind of is. And that is a great segue to let you guys know that we have the dumpster fire back in stock.
Yes, we do.
We did a couple fun little videos. We get a couple more fun videos we're going to do about that. But yeah, dumpster fire is back in stock. It is live on the website or in your dealer's hands. It should be at least by now.
Oh, there's a handful that have already gotten them back
Yep.
on hand. Yeah.
Like the video said that we put out, we believe in truth in marketing. That dumpster fire, it's our version of a Cuban sandwich. It's the trimmings of the rest of our core line of cigars, a couple pieces of long filler tobacco on the inside, a nice Habano wrapper on the outside, and that put together with a fancy band on it, and that makes the dumpster fire.
Bingo.
That was that your first band?
No, dumpster
Oh.
fire was before me.
Oh,
Yep.
that's right.
My first full band was
Night
the
Shift,
Night
right?
Shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one, man.
You set
Yeah.
the bar way too high for yourself,
I
man.
did. That was one of those that I was very new to design when I first started at Warfighter, but it was one of those that I think it took us like a couple weeks. It was just like everything was like, yep, I like that, I like that, I like that. All right, send it off, and it was like, oh shit, but
That one just worked.
it did.
Yeah.
It did.
And then somehow, with all the eyes that we put on it, there was a spelling mistake
Yeah, maybe.
on the band.
It's my
And,
signature. That's
This
some
is- you
people
know, that's
put
just-
like their initials.
Yeah,
That's how you
right?
know I did
That's
it.
like
Yeah.
it's just so everyone knows. It's like, yeah, no, we're real people here.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that is not AI.
Mhm.
But yeah, that so we have a very long time before we're gonna make a correction to that band.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we ever do, we'll see. Now that I pointed it out to you guys, you might see it. But other than that, nobody's really brought it up to my attention.
I'm kind of curious. I want to throw this out to the listeners. How much do you like look at a band when you buy a cigar? And you guys too. But I'm kind of curious about that. Like me, as someone who's like gone into the nitty gritty of like designing a band, I love just looking at cigar bands to be like, oh, what did they do on that one? And blah blah
Yeah.
blah. But like the average, like, nope, I'm here for the cigar. So all of our listeners, I wanna know like how much do y'all like inspect the band, or do you just kind of go, oh, that's cool, and then move on?
As a novice cigar smoker, like when I got into it, it was definitely, oh, that's a cool band. I'll give that a cigar a shot. Got tallywhacked a couple of times by cigars that were way too strong for me at that point.
Oh yeah.
Because the band was cool. And that's when I started like actually paying attention to like different wrappers and strengths and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I don't know, man, like personal, probably 25-75 looking at the band versus like looking at the rest of the cigar, looking at the wrapper, binder, filler, country of origin, because we're definitely creatures of habit, especially after we've been smoking, 8-10 years, that we know what we like and we like what we like. And getting us outside of our comfort zone sometimes is a little bit of a challenge. I still like smoking a bunch of different stuff, but there are a few things that I would prefer not to smoke. Certain regions, it's not that I don't care for them, because in the right blend, they're really, really good. But on the same token, I tend to avoid certain areas just because I don't like the way that tobacco treats me in that quantity.
Yeah.
Yeah. John, what about you, man?
The band, every once in a while, a new cigar will come out, or a band will catch my attention, and I'll grab that cigar. But usually, I'm paying more attention to the brand or the manufacturer, and what the ingredients of the cigars, wrapper, binder, filler, at least wrapper. And then as I'm smoking it, I'll pay attention to the band. And that gives me time to like really start to like look and figure out like, okay, cool. Like, let's see, what did you all incorporate in the band? Why what does it say to me? Like, why do I think you made your band like this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
I try to understand like the mindset when they were, like this is what we're presenting to the public about this cigar. So like, why did you do it this way? Why is there this information or not this information or whatever on it? As I'm smoking, it helps me understand it a little bit better. But yeah, I don't think I bought a cigar because of the band and shit, probably since before we even started Warfighter.
Yeah.
Like when we were doing all of our like R&D and like we smoked thousands of cigars before, just so we were, learning what was on the market and what everybody else is doing and all that fun stuff. That's probably the last time I bought a cigar. I'd walk into a humidor and be like, oh, that looks cool. Oh, that looks cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just grab cigars and start smoking them and making notes. And,
Mm-hmm.
but that's probably the last time just based on the band itself.
Gotcha.
I mean, obviously every cigar that I get or I smoke, I'm going to pay attention to it.
Yes.
That's like if somebody walked in wearing a t-shirt and they have a big logo on the front of it and you do everything in your power to ignore that logo on the front of that t-shirt.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, it's there for a reason.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
No, I've just that popped in my head. I was curious. I'm excited to read the comments, see what everybody else is saying.
Yeah, bands have come a long way.
Yeah.
You can tell a lot about a cigar in the brand making it. Not a lot. There's some tells that are in a cigar band that you can kind of see where they're at in the growth of the company, whether they're newer or, been around forever.
Yeah.
If you notice some of like the legacy brands, like Padron, for instance, very simple.
Yes.
Right.
Aladino's the same way.
Yep. They're companies that, they have 100+ years of experience or close to it.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really need to make it flashy. Their branding is their branding.
Yeah.
Period.
They're at the point where it's like, we want you to know without reading the letters and everything. Oh, I know what company.
Well, they're at the point where it's like, let's say Padron did a different main band than they do on their cigars.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be like, that's fake.
Yeah.
Or that's not a Padron. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're so consistent on what they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Padron is like the Coca-Cola or the Pepsi of the cigar world. Doesn't matter where you are. If you see that, you're 95% certain it's a Padron.
Yeah.
Just like you can spot a Coke can from across the room.
Yep.
It just that their branding has become iconic.
Yeah.
And to a point timeless.
Yeah.
So they don't need to church anything up.
No.
With new designs or anything like that.
We've got a little something, I would say new, but it's quite the opposite of new on the website actually.
What do they call it? New old stock?
Yes.
New old stock.
Yes. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. We got some new old stock hitting the shelves.
It's even still in the manufacturer's packaging.
Yeah, it's funny. Like you see that with like guns sometimes. If you have a gun like I don't think Gunbroker does it anymore, but a lot of the private auctions do it, and they literally call it a new old stock. And so the firearm is it's never been fired, brand new, still probably coated in cosmoline and in a plastic bag and the whole nine, but it was made in like the 1950s.
Hell yeah.
It just never got, so it's new, but it's old stock.
That's
but it's
awesome.
a new firearm,
Mm-hmm.
Auto parts are a big thing on that one too.
Yep, same. Auto parts.
Ton of stuff on, the guys that restore stuff. Like if they find a new old stock bumper, they'll pay 3 times what a repop bumper is worth.
Because it's legit.
It's legit. And they have the box that says it.
Right.
Cool guys.
So we do have some new old stock.
Yeah.
And so we created a series of products on the website. They are under the cigar tab and they are under the sale tab, even though they're not on sale. And the reason they're not on sale is we're not trying to blow out these cigars. These cigars are cigars that we've had that were rolled in at least 2022.
Yeah.
Meaning everything is 2022 or older when it was made. And so it's been sitting in our humidor here after it's been aged at the factory since then. Plus or minus a couple months of whatever month is on the date. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to run down the list real quick to let you guys know what we have. The majority, almost all of these cigars, none of them are going to be Robusto Toro. Those are the two most popular sizes. And those move fast enough where they're not going to sit on a shelf in our humidor for, potentially up to 4 years. So these cigars have, let's see, the most recent made, I think, is November of 2022. And so that has, 3.5 years of age sitting in our humidor on it?
Yeah.
All this tobacco is aged roughly 3 to 5 years prior to it being rolled into a cigar as well. But since it was rolled, it's been about 3.5 years. Some of them are a little older. We have one from October 2021. And so that's got another year on it. But so the majority of them are Lanceros, Coronas, or 660s. So if those aren't your sizes, but you're looking to try them or maybe get into them, these are definitely I am smoking one of the 762 Garrison Lanceros. Dave is running the Garrison Corojo Lancero, and Justin's smoking a night shift.
Yeah. It was one I was using for pictures, and I need to get rid of it. So that's what I was smoking today. But I will say, if you are someone that hasn't or rarely ever has something like a Lancero or a 660 or something, this is a great reason to try them out. You're getting these perfectly aged cigars that have just been living in a humidor for years. When you pull the cello off of these cigars and see the age on it, I'm not gonna lie. John pulled one off, and my mouth watered. I was like, "Oh fuck, that looks amazing."
Yep.
So highly recommend.
I'll start at the top of the list. We have the 556 Field Connecticut Lancero. They were rolled November 2022. We have a bunch of those left. They're available in 5-packs. These are only 5-packs, guys. We don't have boxes of these available. So if you want a box, order as many 5-packs as you want. But we don't have all the physical boxes. Those have been shipped out enough and rotated enough. There's only a handful left in boxes that have this much age on them. But those are kind of earmarked for some of our retail partners
and me.
Yeah. So the Connecticut Lancero, we have the Sumatra 762 Field Sumatra 660 that was rolled June 2022. 762 Field Lancero, that was November 2022. We have the Garrison Corojo in 660, that's June of 22. The Garrison Lancero that Dave's smoking, that's October of 2022. The Rosado, Garrison Rosado 660 was October 2022. The Garrison Rosado Lancero, what I'm smoking, November 2022. And the Garrison, the Rosado Corona is October 2021. And then the Oscuro Maduro, the Garrison Oscuro Maduro 660 is July of 2021. Ooh, that's the oldest. Yeah. We don't. We only have a couple hundred of those left.
Yeah.
And then the Garrison Oscuro Maduro Lancero, those were November 2022.
There's lots of tasty treats up there, guys.
Yeah.
There are. And everything's marked on the products themselves. So you
It
can
is.
kinda
The
click
products.
through and-
If for some reason you can't find this, just get on the website and just search for aged, AGED.
Thanks for the clarification.
And they should all pull up. Well, age, it's one of those weird words.
I would find a way to mess it up.
Yeah.
Easily.
That's when you created the product. I had to look at that word like 5 times, and I'm like,
It's fair. There are words out there.
it looks funny.
Where I'm like, I got to throw this in something to check it.
Mhm.
and most of the time it's like, nope, I had that right. But
When I was building the website out originally, and then when we revamped it and transferred everything, you know how when like you type a word or you write a word or say a word like 15, 20 times in a row, and all of a sudden it doesn't sound right or look right anymore.
yep.
Oh man, I'd be like, 12 out of 18 products, and I'm like, and then I go back and I'm like, oh man, and then I Google it and I'm like, no, that's right. Why does that look weird? Cigar news. Nothing's really finalized yet, but there's a bunch of states are doing some stuff and some states aren't doing stuff anymore. Once it all gets finalized, we'll be able to, share more information on it. I got a feeling that we were a little quick to share some of the info before it was even voted or passed through. So I think it's kind of confusing when we're like, yeah, such and such state is proposing a bill to do this.
That's fair.
And then people are going to think, oh, yeah, they're doing that. Like, no, actually, well, a couple of states are like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll just wait until they're like, hey, whatever, Utah now does blah, 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 or South Dakota, or
ink sweat on the governor's desk. Now we can actually talk about
exactly.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Because it's still got some people that could be like, oh, just kidding. Go fuck yourself. That's kind of it in cigar news. Nothing else too crazy going on. No more stuff about the dude that's in prison in China with all the shell companies and all that fun stuff. In the rest of the world, there's some pretty interesting news going on. Obviously, all the shit going on in Iran. Who knows how that's going to play out. One of my favorite headlines that I just saw, Cowboys star Dak Prescott, his Italian wedding is canceled over alleged infidelity.
Oh, as an avid Cowboys hater, that makes me very happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Big
was
fan.
it him or was it her?
Well, let me click on the article. I'll let you know.
Either way, it's a win-win for me. There's only one team in Texas.
Yeah, it's the New England Patriots.
Fuck you, John.
They called off the wedding a month before it was set to take place. So while they have not committed to the reasoning behind the decision to cancel their nuptials, a Page 6 report on Tuesday detailed an issue that popped up in their relationship. Ramos, the wife, the fiance.
Almost wife.
Oh, almost. A month away. Called off the wedding over alleged ongoing infidelity issues. A source familiar with the situation told Page 6. Yeah, I guess she stayed with him hoping he'd change his ways. She confronted Prescott with the allegations, and the two decided to call off the wedding. I guess she didn't get the memo on how to play the game with professional athletes. Like, you get married and then you get divorced, and then they give you a settlement.
Yep. So close. So close.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess there's not many details about it, but yeah.
Well, John, you got a trip coming up, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
So a couple days after this goes live, I will be on a plane heading down to Nicaragua. I'm heading down to the factory in Esteli and making sure we have everything we need for the trade show that's in April, and bringing back some upcoming project cigar samples. Hopefully some new packaging, and if I have time, which it's a short trip, but if I have time, I'm going to work on some new blends. The only downfall with that, and I don't know if the listeners out there know this or not. I know you guys know it because we went down to the factory last year. But you can't roll a cigar in Nicaragua and then bring it back here immediately and age it, right? So when a cigar is made, when it's rolled, it needs to go, you could smoke it that day, or you got to wait like a minimum of 30 days. And so you can smoke it right away, or you throw it in the aging room and it just sits in there for 30 days while all the tobaccos marry. When you put the leaf or the wrapper leaf on, you do have to add some moisture to it. So it starts an off-gassing process. And you got to allow all of that to play out before you smoke it, or, the cigar doesn't taste exactly how it was intended to be. But for some reason, and there's no science behind it, nobody can really figure it out. But it's very well known on the manufacturing side in the industry that you can't age a cigar outside of its home, outside of where it's made. You can try it, and people have tried it for, I don't know, probably forever. But it just doesn't wind up how it's supposed to taste.
Yeah.
And so that's why like all of our production, it's like, yep, it's in production, it's coming. And essentially that cigar takes, I don't know, not even a half day to get made, from loose leaf tobacco, press, the whole nine, wrapper on it, stacked in a nice fancy bundle with some newspaper and the whole nine. And then it goes, sits in an aging room.
Yes.
And that's the hardest part. And it's just like, okay, send them. I need them. They're not ready. What do you mean they're not ready? They're not ready. Okay. Send them when they're ready. But yeah, so some of these cigars I'm going to bring back, we're essentially risking it for the biscuit. I'm going to bring them back. We're going to age them here. I know they're not going to taste exactly how they're supposed to, but a lot of these are going to be stuff that we smoke in here just for us. None of these are going to be for sale ever, anything like that. They're either test blends or something that's coming out that we're just getting some pre-release cigars in for whatever we need, photography or whatever. But they are not samples going out. They're not cigars that are going to ever be for sale because they could potentially not taste how they're supposed to.
That's true. Very true.
That was a squirrel.
Also, leading up to that, if you're not following Warfighter on social media, you really should, because I'm going to try to bug the shit out of John to post a bunch of stories and stuff while he's there. Because I know from our last trip, people really love seeing the behind the scenes of in the factory and everything. So make sure you're following.
I'll only be at the factory. So all the extracurricular stuff that we did last time when we all were down there, none of that. I have no reason to go to the processing facility. I hope I don't have to go buy tobacco.
Well, you might need to go to the processing facility if your sinuses are clogged from the flight.
So there's a room at the factory that I can walk in.
That's true.
That I can make that happen.
That's true. It won't carry the strength or do it as rapidly as the tumbler room, but
because they add humidity and heat, and woo, it'll punch you in the face.
Yes, it will. It'll punch you in the face from across the building.
Yeah,
they open the doors to that thing.
I remember we shot a video in the aging room at the factory, and about
even then,
halfway through, I was just like, I really hope that we're almost done with this because my eyes are starting to water and I can't really take a full breath. Like,
see, you just gotta walk in and you just gotta be like, and cough a couple times, and then it's like, okay, now I can do this.
Now we're back in business.
Yeah. So when that's in that process, the cigar off gas is ammonia essentially, and that's what, at least that's what it smells and tastes and feel like. And the process, you're allowing all that to play out until it stops doing that. And there's no more off gassing, and the cigar is settled down, and all those tobaccos have married each other. And that instead of having a bunch of spike in flavor profiles, it's everything kind of blended, and it's just a curve at this point. And that's the whole point of aging after it's rolled. Like I said, all the tobacco's aged prior to being rolled, and then processed depending on the color of the leaf that's looking for, or whatever. About 2.5 days at the factory out of a 5-day trip. But yeah. So we'll see. It's going to be fast and furious. It'll be fun. If I can make it work and the internet's playing, the internet gods are good to us.
Here's hoping.
I might be able to call in from the factory and do a little, but that might not be the case. We'll see.
Going back to us talking about smoking the different sizes of cigars, we did have a comment from Tigu64 who said, "I smoked my first Lancero a couple weeks ago, Garrison Rosado.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks to the tips Dave and John always share, it smoked perfectly and stayed lit the whole time.
Damn.
And burned completely even, which is a fucking solid flex right there.
Yeah.
Because I can't do that.
Follow our tips and tricks.
That's true. I'm not listening.
I don't know.
I'm not listening. But
You would think producer extraordinaire has to listen to this twice or 3 times
Hands stay busy on the keyboard. But this is the first time in years I've smoked a cigar while we filmed a podcast.
Because you don't have to do anything.
I know. This setup is much more simplified. I do everything in post, and so my hands are actually free. So, but he did end the wrap up the comment with, "I was blown away at the taste comparison to my usual 660 that I smoked." Which is such
I mean, that's
huge.
That is quite literally apples to oranges right there, though.
With that comment being said, if you're able to, I highly recommend getting a 5-pack of 660 and getting a 5-pack of Lancero. And if you can smoke them kind of back to back, it's like smoking two different cigars. It's insane.
That wrapper to filler ratio, the more that's changed, the skinnier the cigar, the more the wrapper flavor you're going to get. The larger the cigar, the more the filler flavor you're going to get. It does vary, like that. What's his name? T-Goose?
T-Goose, yes.
Like he was saying that the Lancero is way different than a 660, and it is big time. Big time. I prefer a smaller ring gauge. I don't even know. I can honestly say I haven't smoked a 660 this year.
I don't remember the last time I smoked a 660.
Me either.
I smoked I think it was either a Sumatra or a Connecticut 660. And it's because when I pulled the bundle, it was one of the ones that was, 4 or 5 years old. And I was like, okay, I need to smoke one of these.
I remember that last year because I think we found a bundle that was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
Those were shade 660s.
Yeah, they were shades.
Yeah.
That was the last 660 I had. It was delicious. It was really good. I usually don't smoke those unless like I have some time to set aside, right? 660, that's a 2 cigar that's going to take a while. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a 2-hour commitment.
It's an hour and a half to 2 hours, sometimes more, depending on how fast or slow you smoke. But they're good. They're just it's a thicker ring gauge cigar. When I was on the road all the time, I would smoke some of those because they would last twice as long almost as a Toro as I'm driving, and that way I went through half as many cigars.
But also at the height of your smoking, you could burn through a Toro. Like I actually we were road tripping somewhere, maybe it was up to DFW. And you lit a double Corona the same time I lit a Robusto, and I think we put them down at the same time, and you had the same amount of cigar left.
I've definitely slowed down a lot on smoking now.
Yeah.
When...
Well, you just power pulled on those things. Like, I don't understand
but I never
how
got
you
them too hot.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't
understand. I found a very unique way to smoke.
Yeah.
And not destroy a cigar, but to be able to smoke it really fast.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because now when I've slowed down, I enjoy it so much more than before. And I don't think it had anything to do with me not like trying to focus on the cigar or the flavor profiles or anything like that. I just think it was more like this is how I'm used to smoking, and I just went that way. And now I'm focusing specifically on the flavors that are coming out of the cigar, the construction, all that kind of stuff. And it's forcing me to slow down and pay more attention to it. Every once in a while, I catch myself speeding up. I'm like, no. Usually it's when I'm at like a cigar shop or a lounge. And I don't know why. But yeah, that's when I notice my like smoking way faster, because I'll light a cigar, but somebody else, it's roughly the same time, and then I'll look over and I'm like, oh shit.
And I tend to be the inverse. Like because I always wind, like, even if I go literally just to sit and have a cigar in peace and quiet, I always wind up talking to somebody.
Yeah.
And because that's the nature of the cigar lounge, you always wind up bullshitting with somebody about something, and before I know it, like, I've been there an hour and 45 minutes and I'm halfway through a Toro.
You'll relight this thing 6 times.
Well, and thankfully that's not that bad. I might touch it once or twice, but I managed to hit it just enough to keep that thing going. Like Like that day that we went to the grocery store and you put a 50 Garrison. You had just lit it and you laid it down. We went into the grocery store for something. We were in there for like 15 minutes. You came back out and it was still lit, and you're like,
I
"Fuck
grabbed
yeah."
it, puffed, and I'm like, fuck yeah. Yeah.
We had another comment from B Klein. Said, thanks for the info on the fan setup. I'm going to be building a little 8x8 cigar lounge attached to a small sauna over the next 6 to 8 months.
Ooh.
Do you guys have any nice to have things or ideas to consider? It's going to be probably attached to a sauna and possibly more.
Highly recommend recliners.
That
Yeah.
is true. Yes.
Yep. Highly recommend with cup holders.
Yes.
Big difference between recliners with and without cup holders.
100%.
I recommend the cup holders. An exhaust or dump fan. Depending on how you're doing it, you don't have to do any duct work like we have. You can do just a
wall box.
an exhaust fan just right into the wall. Depending on where you live and how comfortable you want to be in there, a small mini split to control temperature. We've talked about hanging a TV in here. And I don't know if we've ever had another conversation other than like, we could.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, yeah, all of us, I think collectively, we're like, yeah, we could. And then that was about the extent of the
Pretty much it.
like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Every time that I've been in here with people other than the three of us,
It's having a conversation.
there is no reason to have a TV on.
Yeah.
But if it's at your home and, like I have a TV in my backyard and I do go out there and put a show on and I'll smoke a cigar, hang out. Now that the time change happened, it's harder to do because now it doesn't get dark till like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to watch that TV when it's dark.
100%.
But even then, it goes back to what's his name with the ice shack, the ice fishing shack.
Oh yeah,
He had the little projector, the portable projectors on Amazon are
they're so
$200,
cheap now.
$300.
Yep.
Hook that bitch up to your phone and throw it up on the wall.
I've gone out in my garage and just brought like my iPad or laptop or something.
Yep.
And usually the only time I'll do that is if there's a sporting event that I really want to watch.
Yeah.
I did it a little bit for the Olympics. My brother just built his pub in the backyard. He's got a couple TVs up there, and we've talked about like when the majors are happening, Players Championships this weekend. So there's a solid chance that I'll go over there. We'll smoke a cigar and talk, and then it'll just be like, oh, that dude's in first or is moving up but it's never like we sit there, don't talk and watch TV.
I can't tell you how many times that I've been over there, and whatever's been on the TVs.
Oh yeah,
and it was like, oh, the fights or this game or the Olympics or what else was it we were watching?
We were watching wild card playoffs. In the NFL.
Yeah.
Yep,
and nobody really paid attention.
Yeah.
The conversations were the priority of it.
Yes.
And then every once in a while, somebody would be like, oh, so-and-so just scored. And everyone's like, hey. And they go right back to the conversation.
100%. 100%.
But by yourself, I get it. Totally
Absolutely.
understand.
Yeah.
Not saying to or not to. But, if a cigar lounge is set up right and it's done how it's supposed to be done, there's no need to have a TV in it. Sometimes it takes away from the experience.
I think if you're going to do a TV or TVs plural, it needs to be one end of the lounge and only that end.
Yep. Or if you have a bar,
Yeah.
you put them behind the bar.
Yep.
Or something. But
Um,
I've been to lounges where there's a TV. Everywhere you look, there's a TV.
Yeah. You got 12 seats and 14 televisions. Sorry.
Speaking of throwing things on the TV, the Warfighter main YouTube channel hit 1,776 subscribers.
Fuck
today.
yeah.
Right. That's
So-
it. Everybody can stop.
Yeah.
No kidding.
No, keep that train going.
We
Yep.
are the podcast YouTube channel is closing in on 100 subscribers right now. So if you're listening to this, please subscribe wherever you are. Follow, subscribe, whatever the option is. And then if you're listening on something like Spotify or Apple, please leave us a review. That helps and drastically bumps us up, gets us out to more people.
All it does is anything that you do, whether you're actively doing something or just creeping around on one of the sites or pages, all of that helps, right?
Yes.
Anytime that it is liked, shared, saved, sent to a friend, all of that, it plays a part in the crazy algorithms that all these different platforms have that allow the video or the podcast or whatever it is to get just a little bit more reach and other people, get in front of other people. So it's not like you have to follow and like and comment and do all this stuff on every single one. Not really. Even if you just save it, and it just shows up in your saved stuff. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't do anything. That helps whatever video or whatever platform or on whatever platform, get to a different spot in that algorithm.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Also, a little bit random, but if you want to see John jump in a dumpster, go follow us on social media. Biggest trash panda I ever did see.
Yeah. I totally get why they get stuck in there now. Man, getting in wasn't that bad. Getting out, I was like, oh, this could go south real quick.
I don't know if we mentioned at the top of the show, but the dumpster fire breakdown video is live on the Warfighter main YouTube channel. So we go in depth and talk about what goes into making the dumpster fire and kind of what makes it unique and our own little spin on the old Cuban sandwich.
Yeah. And we even tied in some footage from when we were down at the factory when they were getting all the tobacco ready to make a batch of dumpster fire cigars.
Yes.
So you get a little bit of behind the scenes on that stuff, which is, I thoroughly enjoy that. No matter who, whether it's us or another brand or whoever, whenever they put out stuff like that, I think it's super cool. Even seeing some of the guys that do some of the machine made stuff, those machines there's no OSHA in Central America. And so those machines are very, you have to be a skilled worker in order to operate one of those, or else you will be missing digits because they look pretty aggressive. And I like that whole assembly production style thing.
Yeah.
My brain's always been like, oh, this is cool.
Our box factory is a great example of that.
Yeah.
The way they have just been like, no, this is the machine we made and it works.
Yeah. This is a crankshaft out of a V8.
Yep.
And we used a connecting rod to put onto a plate, and we built a guide for it. And that's how we press the cliches into the box.
Yep.
And I was like, that's amazing. Like somebody's like, hey, we need this press. And somebody somewhere is like, I got this.
I got what you need. I bet that thing is more reliable than something someone could make nowadays with all the fancy electronics.
Oh, some fancy pneumatic thing.
In 2 months, it's going to be like malfunction. And then you got to call some. It's like a McDonald's ice cream machine. Yeah. You got to call the mechanic. He comes out in a couple months. He fixes it. It's good for 2 weeks. And yeah. I bet the one in at the box factory would give every other one a run for its money.
I'll bet you it's more common than you think.
You're not wrong.
But yeah, that's super cool. And then how they do their screen printing. They don't have this fancy spinning 5-head setup thing and blah blah blah. Like they literally have a screen and they have like guides and they just set it down and they're like,
yep.
They lay multiple colors down and it comes out perfect. And you're like, man.
If you ever have a chance, I know specifically for our boxes, if you go into a shop that carries Warfighter and has the boxes, take like a look at each different box and stuff like that. And you can when you really look at it, you can be like, even the boxes are handmade. It's not just the cigars. Yeah. It's the boxes are handmade.
No two boxes are identical.
Yes.
Yeah.
In size, in the print.
The old boxes are a great example of that. The old Field and Garrison boxes with the lids.
Oh, they were the lids only worked on that box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember we were doing something and I was getting pictures for the website of the old boxes and I pulled there was on the Garrison and the Field all of the front lids were all the same color and I pulled them off and just like stacked them up and then I was like, why won't this go back in? And then you came and you were like, I got you. And it was just like, you were like, there you go. And I was like, oh, and you're like, yeah. No,
every single one
made to fit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like we, cool. In our humidor, we stack in certain numbers of height.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there will be, over the course of like 8 or 10 boxes, there's an inch of height difference between the two. And we know that they're like the same number, but you know,
It's enough for you to
It's a
every now and then
compound.
go, all right, let me recount these real quick just to
Oh,
make
yeah.
sure. Cause it's
Yep.
enough to where you're like, is that one missing a box? Or is that one
I
have too
did-
many?
I had to do that the other day.
Yep.
When I did inventory on the first, I was like, all right, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, all right. Oh, yep.
We're good.
No, we're good.
I think that's one thing that makes the cigar industry so unique is that so much to this day is still done by hand, and not even necessarily by hand, but also like by product. Like you were talking about with the boxes.
Yeah.
Like they are made to fit like that bunch of cigars.
Like from all the time that I've spent down there and all the time and hours and hours and hours that I've spent in the box factories trying to make sure everything's, how we want it. And then seeing the process that they go through to hand make every single one of these boxes. When I place an order and, there's hundreds of boxes or potentially thousands of boxes on these orders.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like I almost feel bad, but I'm like, no, that's their job. That's their
100%.
full-time gig.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then when you go there and you talk to the guys and they're like super proud of that finished product, and making it look good and making sure they nail the colors and the functionality and the whole nine of it. And you're like, okay, no, like there is passion behind this. It's
Yeah.
not just some dude, except for when we did the coffins. They were mad at me when we did the coffins.
It's true.
It just didn't click in my head. I'm like, yeah, it's only 1,000 boxes. Yeah, that's 10,000 coffins. Oh,
10,000 coffins that were an inch and a half wide by
Yeah.
8.5.
Like, I came here to make boxes, not coffins. I'm sorry, never asked you to do it again.
I had someone the other day ask if we were going to do coffins for the 5th edition. I was like, nope. He's like, those were cool. I was like, yeah, they were.
Speaking of the 5th edition, B. Klein, the second part of his comment was, side note, is there any chance I can reserve the Victory 5th edition box number 69? I'd be willing to pay an additional 12 raspberries for the box.
Oh, shit.
It's talking big money.
12
right now.
raspberries. Usually it's 3 raspberries. But
yeah.
Whoa.
This is a subtle flex by him.
Maybe we might have to like auction that one off or something. There's a couple. So for what he's referring to, that our 5th edition Victory, we're doing 350 boxes. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have dealers that are already earmarking 10 to 20, sometimes 30 boxes.
Yeah.
Because they know that these, it's a very sought after cigar. And because it's a limited run, they definitely like, I don't even know when they're going to land yet. And they're like, yeah, that's cool. Just put me down for this many.
Yeah. I have a list
Awesome.
of retailers that are just like, yep, give me 4, give me 8, let me know just whenever.
Yep.
So we might have to cherry pick some of the numbered boxes, maybe, and see. Are there any numbers that you guys are after?
My go-to all when I played sports was 33.
Okay.
Which has always been nice because it's not a very coveted number.
Yeah.
So 33 would be my initial go-to.
Yeah.
Probably 83.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that I always go for.
I got the only one I'm looking for is 327.
Obviously.
Ooh, yes.
Yep.
Yep.
So I think that might be the one that just hangs out here.
Ooh.
Yep.
I might go 143.
Yeah.
That was my unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might go 143 actually.
That was my roster number in airborne school.
Was it really?
Right on.
I was 153 in basic and 143 in airborne school.
Oh God,
Yep.
I'd have to try to dig something up to figure
The
out. what
only
roster
reason I
number
remember is because they were so close.
That's fair.
And they both ended. They
That's
started
fair.
with a 1 and ended in a 3. That's the only reason.
I think I was roster number like 18 or something because I was BR.
Yeah.
So I
right.
was
Yeah.
airborne school. I think they literally. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure you got your roster number by like when you checked in. It was like you went to a
Really?
fast food and they just like when they pulled a little table tent.
They just had like a ticket.
I'm
There you
pretty
go.
sure they were just like, all right, they like crossed it off and they were like, you're number 73.
That's funny.
Cool. Yeah.
But I know, like, I know there's a couple numbers that people are going to be looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll figure it out. Or we'll forget and we're excited that they're just here.
100%.
And then we're gonna, like, out the door, all the orders go, and we're like, oh, shit.
It's going to be like a couple days later, be like, hey, did this box already go out? And be like, yeah, fuck. All right. Well,
Like, so say a retailer orders 10 boxes.
Mhm.
Do they
Yep.
get 10 sequential?
That's a great.
or do they get 10 random?
Something we got to figure it out.
You know,
Yep,
like, is it just what we grab out of the stack?
I think we put them in numerical order as we receive them, and then we pull the ones that we want to pull as we pull them, so we know that we have them.
Yeah.
And everything after that, you get what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I don't know if there's like a proper protocol.
Yeah.
For a release of a numbered series.
I always assumed, like, I've never gotten something that was part of a numbered release or anything like that.
Yeah.
I always just assumed it was like whatever
I
your
have,
order
but I only get
was.
one of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like I got this number.
Yeah. Like,
it doesn't matter to me.
I always assumed it was like if I was the 12th person to order, then I got number 12. Like that's what I always would assume it is. I don't know. All of our listeners, what would you expect?
What would you? Yeah. What would you prefer?
Yeah.
If you ordered multiple boxes, do you want sequential or do you just want 2 random numbers?
Yeah, does it matter to you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Drop a comment down below. It's something we should probably figure out a little sooner.
I know.
Later.
That's why, right? I'm like, oh shit.
Oh, we could.
Because I know, like with firearms, like some people like try to get sequential serial numbers.
Yeah,
that is true.
I've seen that, and the funniest thing to me is like I'll see people selling sequentials.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you're selling Glock 19s. Like nobody gives a shit about sequential.
Yeah. I am excited with all the new releases that we have coming up. I'm slowly building out in our guest bedroom / my little our shared office. I'm like lining one of the corners in the wall with all the boxes that I've gotten to design and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to keep adding on to that.
Hell yeah.
But
I'm just building a shelf full of boxes full of cigars.
there you go.
That's the plan.
That's the I emptied mine and then put them in the humidor because I was like, I gotta throw these up.
Well, just take a shelf and
We had
put
a
it in
big
there just like
humidor
me.
back there. You can store.
That is
Yeah.
true. That is true.
That's why there's one back there that just has a piece of paper on it that says Dave Personal.
I have been good. I think we talked about it last week. I am slowly making my way through the cigars that you guys gave me years ago, trying to make sure I smoked those before they come down the peak.
A big chicken dinner, a breakfast, lunch, and dinner
did.
yesterday.
Yeah.
That one that was like shade Candela and then like Sumatra. That like distinct tricolor one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
And boy, going from Candela to Sumatra, you notice that change. I got about halfway through the Candela and was just like, "Yep, that's."
yeah."
I'm just
He
not for
came
me.
into my office. He was talking to me. He's like, "The more I talk and not smoke, the more I'm not sure I enjoy this right now."
Yeah,
Candela, to me, Candela is like scotch.
Yeah, it's very.
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind smoking Candela, but it has I have to there was a tiny little roller house down in Miami that cigars up in Nebraska used to get house blends from, and they did a tri-wrap Candela, and the proportions were just right. That the Candela flavor was there, but it blended well with everything else that you were working with.
Right.
And I've never been able to find them ever since then. So whenever I see them, I'll give them a rip. But
Yeah.
if I get through that first third and it's just no, I will put it down.
What's funny is there's a barber pole that y'all gave me that has a Candela piece attached to it. I think it's like a three wrapper barber pole.
Yeah,
that we
tri
all
wrap.
get. Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
after I smoked that, I'm like, I don't know if I want to smoke that. At least I'm
So-
burning other wrappers with it, so
and
maybe that helps.
I think that's the thing that I like the most about that tri-wrap Candela that I found up in Lincoln was it wasn't just one wrapper. It was
yeah.
it was a blend of multiples, and it was good.
Well, maybe
So-
I'll smoke that tomorrow.
Don't not smoke it because of what
Yeah.
it looks like.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And give it at least, if you can, 2 inches of that cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That first half inch, it doesn't really tell you what that cigar is all about yet.
Yeah.
You kind of have to start to get into it a little bit more. And then it's that 2-inch mark, you should be, depending on what cigar it is, potentially breaking into that second third of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be a little bit more of what your palate's looking for than
Yeah.
that first third. But life's too short to smoke shitty cigars.
100%.
Yeah.
Fucking period. The only thing the most valuable thing on this planet is time. So don't waste it smoking a shitty cigar.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, try every cigar that you can.
Yeah.
But if you don't like it, you don't have to muscle through it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There has been
But give it a
only-
chance.
Yes.
There's
See,
been
that might
only one
surprise you.
cigar that I made it just a little over an inch into. And I was just like, no. And actually, I was in the backyard with Savita.
Yeah.
And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, there you go, buddy. Give that a shot. And he took a couple on it and he was just like,
Mm-mm.
no, do not like. I'm like, I'm going to go get something else.
Sometimes it's a great cigar. It's just
Yeah.
not, it doesn't align with your palate.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
why some of these cigars can get, pretty high ratings or accolades or,
Yeah.
whatever. And then you pick one up and you smoke it and you're like, oh. And
Yeah.
then you grab another one and be like, hey, maybe that was a fluke. And you smoke the second one. You're like, nope, it's just your palate.
Yeah.
Somebody else might absolutely like scotch or gin. Somebody else might
Mhm.
really love it. And it just might not be something you like.
Absolutely.
Um,
I did. That big chicken dinner was a Vitola that I hadn't tried before. Which,
Yeah, that was.
what was it, Dave?
It was
It's like a torpedo on
it
both
was
ends.
it was a double-ended torpedo.
Yeah.
We've
Solomon?
yes.
Yes.
There we go.
I had never smoked a Vitola.
So
like that.
they're one side, it like tapers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And then both have a little torpedo. So they're cool. They look great.
Mhm.
They're a pain in the ass to roll.
Oh yeah.
And you run into a lot of construction issues with them.
It was not a Salomon
Yeah.
because it didn't have the taper.
Figurado?
Yeah, because it was a torpedo on both ends,
I'm
but
gonna
it was
have
like
to
a
order
50.
one of those posters
Yeah.
that has all the different.
That-
so we'd be like,
yes.
it was that one.
it was like a 54, 58 ring gauge. So it was a larger cigar, but both ends were that half torpedo with like a half inch.
Nope. There's no uh-oh about it. This is just really good.
Oh,
I'm
you were
done.
going for the
And I'm not done with it yet.
the fake
try.
punch. Yeah, I'm glad I
Very- very much
suggested that
left of
one.
it. But it's delicious.
Yeah,
It's been a minute since I've done this with a stick too. So,
yeah,
but yeah, so we're rambling at this point, guys.
yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I know we didn't really cover anything too groundbreaking, but we did give you a lot of information. It was just in a weird way.
Yeah.
We talked about all of our aged cigars that we have that are available on the website. We let you know about the dumpster fire again being back in stock and some of the cool breakdown videos that we did about that. Where to find them? They're all on our social media platforms. For the micro content, and then the meat and potatoes is on YouTube. So on the Warfighter Tobacco YouTube page, you'll find all the blend breakdowns. Covers the field line, the garrison line. It covers the night shift. It covers the dumpster fire now. And as we have some of these new blends coming out later on this year, we will do the breakdowns of those and have those up on there as well. Don't forget to like or subscribe to whatever platform that you're looking at that on. Not because, obviously, hopefully because you want to follow us, but because it really does help spread our word. We do tobacco. We can't do anything paid. It's not like we can go advertise or do sponsored posts or paid advertisement on social media or Google AdWords. None of that. We're all restricted from doing any of those. So the only way that we can really get the word out about Warfighter Tobacco is there's word of mouth. Obviously, if you're listening to this podcast, we figured out a podcast is a decent way.
Yeah. Social
media, our email platform, which we generate, all the emails through our traffic to the website. But that's kind of it. I mean, there's industry-specific magazines, but because it's a age-restricted product, we can't just advertise anywhere that we want to. Because we can't advertise to people that are underage.
Yep.
So it's not like we can put a big fuck off billboard, Technically we can, but the state of Texas requires us to pay a tax to the state in order to put a billboard up that has something to do with tobacco. It's fucking weird.
Yep.
But yeah, so any like, share, subscribe, save, whatever. All of that helps us so much. So we really appreciate it if you're doing that. And if you're like, fuck those guys, I just want to watch their content. Hey, thanks. We appreciate it. Keep doing it.
Yes.
That's it. You don't have to like it. No problem. But it just helps if you do. But yeah, other than that, you guys got anything? Go to the website, check out all the aged cigars.
Yes.
They're delicious.
That's all from you fellas.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I am not going to burn my lips anymore. Getting closed. Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you a Pygar so you can keep going.
I have a bunch of little tools to do. Oh fuck, I don't. I gave them to Omar because of his burnt little hands.
Oh fuck, I have one left from Cigar
My strong hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I got one left. Actually, I think it might be a Rosado.
That changed his cigar. Sorry, we're
Yeah.
rambling. That changed his cigar smoking experience.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Because it would get down because his fingers all burn.
Yeah.
So as soon as heat gets to him,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel
Super
good,
sensitive.
You know? Yeah. Cool guys. Warfightertobacco.com for all your smoking tree needs. You guys got anything else?
That's it
No.
for me.
Beautiful. See you guys next week.